So, this Italian podcast is somewhat different from the others I've spoken about before. It's called Brutte Storie and is hosted by Clara Campi, who, according to the blurb, is a stand up comedian. So, this podcast is a bit of a mixed bag in terms of subject. And before we go any further, some of them are marked as explicit on Spotify. I have to say that is accurate, as I have listened to one that was definitely explicit. So be aware. Anyway, this is a mixture of sound only and video podcasts. Some of them are about true crimes, but that doesn't mean Italian true crimes. There may be some of those, but there are more general ones too, retelling them for an Italian market, I guess. The ones I listened to were just the presenter talking to the camera. And after doing that, I'm not sure I ever want to watch The Wizard of Oz again. There are also discussions with others, including Nonna, so an older person's perspective as well. But, and this is a big but, they seem to be all about those Reddit posts that lots of YouTubers use as content, the AITA ones. And no, I'm not saying what that stands for. I'm sure you know. These discussions can be quite lively, but if you've watched any of those YouTube videos, you'll know that people are often skeptical about their authenticity. The posts, I mean. I didn't hear that here, although I only listened to 2 or 3. That doesn't interest me much. So how easy is it to understand? Well, the talking is quite fast, but not consistently, and it's not rocket speed. You know, like those clips you see of Italians speaking so fast you cannot understand a word. Nothing like that. Most of it is very clear, and I found it fairly easy to follow what was being said. I even sped it up on one video. I'm not saying you'll be able to do that. I've done a lot of listening, but for me to be able to do that, it has to be clearly spoken. Posts are currently every couple of weeks and are of wildly varying lengths, but most are around half an hour. There are adverts and sometimes sponsorships, although interestingly, the explicit one I listened to had no adverts. I think Spotify is confused with me by now because it doesn't know whether to play English or Italian ads, which I find amusing, but I still wish paying customers didn't get those ads on podcasts. Anyway, if you think you might like to try something a bit different, the link to this podcast is in the description.